Lake Superior hides places most people never get to see. Remote islands, rugged shores, and landscapes that feel more Arctic than Midwest. In this video, we're heading to one of its most remote outposts, Manitou Island, home to a historic lighthouse and rare, endangered plant life found nowhere else in Michigan. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on another adventure. We're here today on the Sea-Doo Explorer Pro 230, and we're at the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula. So right here you can see that's the Keweenaw Peninsula, and what we're doing, guys, is we're checking out two different lighthouses. The first one right in front of us, and then the next one is over on Manitou Island. So this one here in front of us is called Gull Rock Lighthouse, and we're approaching it, but I'm going to be a little bit cautious because I do not want to hit any of these rocks that are extruding out of the water. And then after that, we're gonna go over, and there's a dock over on Manitou Island that we're gonna try and find, and then we'll hike to go check out that lighthouse and walk around a little bit there. Built in 1867, Gull Rock Lighthouse sits on a slab of rock barely 200 feet long, one of the smallest lighthouse islands on the Great Lakes, and one of the harshest posts a keeper could get. Constructed in 1861, Manitou Island Lighthouse is the oldest iron skeletal light tower on the Great Lakes. Forged in New York, it was erected the same year as Detour Reef and Whitefish Point lights. More than 160 years it has battled severe storms, guided ships through the Keweenaw, and watched this wild island remain almost unchanged. Welcome to the Manitou Island National Historical Area. When you land, you'll just find a small dock, fire pit, and one picnic table. There's no bathrooms on the island, and there's not even any hiking trails. But if you know where to look, you'll find some of the rarest plant life in the Great Lakes region. Species like northern reed grass, fir club moss, rock whitlow grass, small flowered wood rush, and the elusive rayless mountain ragwort. Plants that usually survive only in the Arctic climates, yet somehow still cling to this island of volcanic rock. Gotta be getting close. There it is, guys, finally. The Manitou Island Lighthouse. The first lighthouse was built here in 1850, constructed of rubble stone, and only lasting 11 years before being replaced with the lighthouse you see here today. As shipping grew, more buildings followed. A fog signal arrived in 1871. With dedicated engine houses added in 1875. An oil house was built in 1895, a boathouse in 1901, and by the early 1930s, a new concrete fog signal building stood on the point. Every decade left a footprint, each structure added to keep ships alive on Lake Superior's most unforgiving edge. Kind of an interesting construction with the block style. Ooh. Wow. Most of the windows are boarded up. And that tower is sure interesting. You don't see a lot of it like those, kind of like the Whitefish Point one. Wow. Here we are, guys, at the Manitou Island Lighthouse, right off the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula. It'd be cool to go inside there. Oh, I see. I was wondering where the ladder was, but it's up there. So you go in that building, take the stairs up, and then there's a walkway over, and then probably a little spiral ladder up to the top. Man, it'd be really cool to go up inside there. Oh, and then here are these pegs, which allows you to climb up to that platform there. Huh. Interesting. For more than a century, this lighthouse wasn't just a beacon, it was a home. A string of isolated keepers lived out their lives here, battling storms, loneliness, and the endless roar of the lake to keep the light burning. Their only duty, don't let Superior win. From the late 1860s to early 80s, the Corrigan family kept this light burning and also tended to the Gull Rock Lighthouse next door. Then, in 1884, the second assistant, Nathaniel Fadden, was promoted to head keeper, but just 2 years later, he was fired for running a whiskey still at the station and selling booze to local native people. In 1905, a young keeper named George Smith started his lighthouse career here before moving on to some of the most remote lights on the Great Lakes, like Point Aubarks, Gull Rock, Chris Point, Round Island, and Spectacle Reef. In 1978, the Manitou Island Lighthouse was fully automated. After 117 years of constant human presence, the keepers were finally relieved, and the tower has stood alone ever since. This is interesting. We're propane tank back here. Maybe somebody was doing some camping. From the Sea-Doo ride across open Superior to hiking up at the old light station, this adventure was unforgettable. Manitou Island and Gull Rock, remote, rugged, and absolutely one of a kind. Thanks for watching and see you on the next trip. Alright, time to get back to the dock.